Greetings everyone. Myself Janice Desai. Today I am going to explain direct sequence spread spectrum, commonly known as DSSS. So first of all, introduction to DSSS. DSSS is a wireless communication technique where the original data signal is multiplied by a high frequency pseudo noise code. This pseudo noise code spreads the data across a much wider bandwidth than what it is actually needed. Because the signal is spread out, it becomes much more resistant to interference, jamming, and noise. This technique is widely used in applications where reliability and security are important, such as GPS, military communications, and early Wi Fi networks. The main idea is that even if part of the frequency band gets disturbed, the receiver can still recover the data using correlations. So, DSSS not only improves reliability but also reduces the chances of someone intercepting the signal. Then, concept of spread spectrum. Spread spectrum is a communications technique where the signal is deliberately spread over a wide range of frequencies. The goal is to make the signal more resilient and harder to detect. Originally, spread spectrum was created for military communication to prevent jamming or overdropping. Over time, it became popular in commercial wireless systems as well. DSSS is one of the most widely used for forms of spread spectrum. Here, the data signal is multiplied by a high speed pseudo-noise sequence. This spreading increases the bandwidth but also reduces power density, which makes the transmitted signal look almost like noise to unintended receivers. This technique enhances privacy and allows communication to work reliably even in a noisy environment. Then, working principle of DSSS. The working of DSS is simply yet powerful. Each bit of the input data is multiplied by a very fast pseudo noise code called chips. So a single data bit gets converted into multiple chip bits. Because of this process, the bandwidth of the transmitted signal increases significantly. And at the receiver, the same pseudo noise code is used to correlate and extract the original data. If the synchronization is perfect, this spreading works accurately. If the pseudo-node code is not aligned properly, the data cannot be recovered, which adds a layer of security. So after this, we can say that it is a security by which a pseudo-node code is sent to receiver, and after that only receiver can extract the data. This spreading gives DSS a strong processing gain, meaning it can reject interference and still recover the signal. That's why DSS is excellent for environment with high interference or intentional jamming. Now, what is pseudo-noise sequence in DSSS? The pseudo-noise sequence or is the heart of DSSS. It looks random but is actually a deterministic sequence that both transmitter and receiver can generate exactly. A good pseudonym sequence must have two qualities: good autorelations, so that the receiver can correctly identify and correlate the signal, and other low cross correlation, so different users do not interfere with each other. Commonly, pseudo noise sequence include sequences, gold codes, or Barker codes. These are types of code which is widely used. The pseudo sequence always runs at much higher speeds than the data rate. This high chip rate is what creates spreading and increase in security. Now, what is advantages of this technique? First, it has excellent resistance to interference. Even if a part of the spectrum gets jammed, the receiver can still recover the data. So it is main advantage. Secondly, it improves the security. The signal spreads so widely that it appears like noise to anyone who doesn't know the pseudo noise code. This reduces the chance of detection or interception. DSS also provides multiple resistance, meaning it works well in environments with reflections or obstacles. Then we have limitations of DSS. Although DSSS has many advantages, it also comes with limitations. The biggest drawback is the high bandwidth requirement. Because the signal is spread, it uses more spectrum which may not always be available. It also needs very precise synchronization. Even a small timing error between transmitter and receiver can cause incorrect spreading, and hence we can lose the data. Another limitation is that the hardware required for generating pseudo-noise codes and performing correlations is more complex and expensive. High-speed pseudo-noise processing requires powerful processors. Also, if interfering signals use similar PN sequence, system performance may degrade. Now we will see some use of DSS with example in GPS. So as we all know, GPS is widely used in day-to-day life. GPS uses this DSSS technique very heavily. Each GPS satellite transmits a unique code that helps the receiver differentiate between signals even though all satellites uses the same frequency. This code allows exact timing measurement which are crucial for calculating your location. Because this technique has strong correlation property, GPS receivers can detect extremely weak signals even after traveling thousands of kilometers through the atmosphere. Without this technique, GPS would not achieve the accuracy required for navigation, aviation, and mobile devices. Then, in conclusion, we can say that DSS is the powerful space spectrum communication method that greatly improves security, reliability, and interference resistance. By spreading the signal with a high speed pseudo-noise sequence, this technique makes communication robust even under noisy and hostile environment. It plays major role in GPS and earlier Wi-Fi standards. Even though this technique requires more bandwidth and precise synchronization, its advantages make it ideal for secure and mission critical communications. As we all know that it is widely used by military communication, so we can say that its security is the highest security. So DSS continues to influence modern wireless technology today and it is widely used also today. Thank you.